What's up, Liberty lovers? Toy Insanity here with some Pinsanity. This is Liberty Insanity, video number 48. Today is Flag Day in the United States. Put your flag out. Flag Day was created to recognize and observe the adoption of the U.S. flag, June 14th, 1777. At that time, of course, it was 13 stripes and 13 stars. But let's fast forward to June 14th, 1971. The first Hard Rock Cafe opened in London. And that's the topic of today's video. My Lady Liberty themed Hard Rock Cafe pin collection. So the vast majority of these pins are from New York City. I have, I think I got 25 here. I have many, many more. These are kind of just the recent ones. It's my first video on any Hard Rock Cafe pins, but it's kind of the recent ones that are still on the card backs. So I could probably tell you officially, you know, what this series is called and when it came out. Lenticular Camera Global Series came out in 2020. So each city, each location would have a pin that looks like a camera, and then the sticker with the 3D lenticular effect. And you can see here it goes from day to night. I assume they all kind of went day to night with local landmarks. So you'll see a lot of themes here. And whenever I finally create the Hard Rock Cafe Liberty Pinsanity display, I'm going to kind of put them in these categories, I think. So Statue of Liberty as a landmark will be a lot of these. And then there's guitars, guitar picks, ladies, and that's probably about it. There's a handful that I guess would be food related. 1971, they said, let's create a restaurant with rock and roll memorabilia. And they've been very popular over the last 51 years. So last year being 2021, you're going to see way too many pins that have 50th on them. They just went overboard. It seemed like every pin that came out in 2021, they wanted to put 50 on it. Which, in my opinion, I just don't feel like it should have been on every one from every location. But I digress. So this is called the Art Deco Regional Series. So if it says Regional Series, you know, not every location worldwide would have got a version of this pin. So there's a guitar and Lady Liberty, some of the skyscrapers, Brooklyn Bridge, some roses, and of course a taxi. Too many of the New York City pins have taxis. Get over your taxi addiction. Okay, but it looks okay. It's got the 3D effect with the 50 glued on the top. Let me try to pick out all the 50s. Here's kind of a boring guitar. So there's your 1971 50 thrown in there again. Big Apple, taxi, state flag, Lady Liberty. This one does say limited edition, so it's probably only 300 of that made. This probably came out, look, it says 2021. It doesn't have the 50 though, and you know what? It looks really nice. This is called the Diamond Series, online exclusive. So most of the ones in this video I got online. It's like any collectible thing, any toy or whatever. You just got to be aware of these drops, and you got to get it before the flippers buy out the entire stock. Because, you know, these are around $11 a piece. And then the next day, once they're sold out, they're on eBay $35, $40. I do like this idea. I think I'm just now noticing in the skyline, all the guitars kind of look like clouds. That's a great one. Maybe I'll rank these. And you can see it's New York there. That's a bright and colorful one. And what do you know? It's a 2021 pin that doesn't have the 50. That has a 50. That has a 50. This has a 50. This is LE also, and it's a puzzle pin. There you go. You can see the silhouette. All the locations, if you were to buy them all, you could piece them together and create this giant puzzle. I think that's a great idea. And New York is right under the pin post, coming up the stock there. So much like Disney pins that have the Mickey Mouse clasp, Hard Rock Cafe pins have the guitar pick. In my opinion, in general, Hard Rock Cafe pins are much more beautiful, much more creative than your average Disney pins. So there, 50 years of rock and roll. Lady Liberty doing rock and roll sign instead of holding a torch. Where else did I put a 50th anniversary? Well, okay, we'll look at this big one. So this series also limited edition. This would be obviously the New York one. Each of them have the 50 years dangling another 50 years. It's just twice on one pin. And they each would have a lady representing something regionally. I guess the Dallas one would have a cowboy hat or something. But there's lovely Lady Liberty. You know, I think here's another way I would categorize some of the older ones. So there's Lady Liberty as a landmark, and then there's Lady Liberty kind of modified or parroting. If she's holding a plate of food, if it's like the statue holding a plate of food or holding a guitar or doing you know, rock out, that's like another subcategory. But then if it's a lady cosplaying as Lady Liberty, that would be a whole nother section I would put together. And then there's guitar. I do like the guitar picks. Okay, this is brand new. This is the most recent one I ever got. Because believe it or not, so many Hard Rock cafes closed in the last couple years due to, you know what? They somehow managed to this year, just about a month ago, open a Hard Rock hotel in New York City. So the brand is thriving in New York City, as far as I can tell. And this one's just great. This one's just great. There's been 3 or 4 I know of that have Lady Liberty, more like, you know, the landmark version, for the brand new Hard Rock hotel. But flippers, what are you going to do? Okay. This is an online exclusive, so once again, only through their website. Another dangle pin. I think of all the features and gimmicks, dangles are not very interesting. But you can see, first of all, the colors are just great, but you can see there's Lady Liberty on the silhouette. I'm going to show you this one because it's online exclusive and similar. Lady Liberty is only on the silhouette of the skyline. But this is also clearly Liberty Green. This is the, you know, the guitar and amp series. And you can see there's a string connecting one to the other. But you'd be able to pin it in your display or to your shirt separately. Okay, yeah, here's a 50. Here's a 50. Okay, this is called the Girls with Moped Series or something. So each location, once again, would be the landmarks, and it would be a lady on a scooter or whatever. Not great, not great. I paid full price for this, and then I think this is one that went to clearance. This one is 2015, so it might be the oldest one here, but like I said, I'm showing you the ones that are still on cards. This is another regional series and limited edition. Most LEs are only about 300 each. Well, I love the idea of a robotic Lady Liberty. She's lighting the flame directly out of her hand. I don't understand with this series what the heck the other thing was. Why is this guy here? You could conceive of a sexy robot girl for each of the cafes in the region. I just don't know why it looks like a film strip and why there's any background. I would want one more like, you know, just Robot Liberty as a separate pin, a single pin. This little guy down here adds nothing to the vibe. Whatever. This is the spin pin series. So each city would have their landmarks and cultural icons on this huge spinning pin. So there you go. A lot of skyscrapers, Times Square, Brooklyn Bridge, baseball, taxis, and Big Apple, and of course, Lady Liberty. Ah! Every time I do a Pinsanity, the weather is terrible. It's called the World Map Series. There's the shape of New York State, New York, 3D pin. All metal Liberty there. This one's a little bit older than most here. They did a license plate series. Pretty straightforward. Lady Liberty's holding a guitar. Good, not great. There's another dangle pin. Online exclusive. 3D city name dangle series. So we get, I guess, the Empire State Building, Big Apple, and Lady Liberty. This one is pretty classy looking. You can't deny. Core Destination Name Series. So if it says Core, that means it's not LE. We don't know how many they made, thousands upon thousands, and they intend for the ones that say Core to be sold year after year in the actual locations. This would be Core also. Core 3D Cityscape Headstock. There's your Cityscape on the headstock of a guitar. Core City Icon Series. And I don't know. I might be in the minority. I don't really like the colors on that one. It looks very drab. Kind of an art. I mean, this one says Art Deco. This has kind of an Art Deco feel also. Okay. LE, online exclusive, core. Now, these are pretty... I like the pick iconography. So, let's see. These two would be considered core. What do they call this? 3D collage pick. There's a hot dog stand, a theater, marquee, Big Apple, a tree for the parks, and Miss Lady Liberty. Guitar pick. Now, this would be Core Greetings from series. This would actually be a dope set if you collected them all, because you get the landmarks. In recent years, there's many more of the New York Pins putting Lady Liberty as a landmark, as opposed to, you know, ladies or waitresses' dresses. Those are two recent exceptions. Much more of a landmark thing, as you can see here. Yeah, I like this one. I don't really want to go after all the other locations. My collecting thing right now is Lady Liberty. Look, there's a little doggo. But this one, where it says online exclusive, this would be for the U.S. as a whole. Yeah, okay. I was like, where does it? See how that says New York? This is United States of America. So, as a country pin, since there's not like a U.S. location, destination, cafe, I still like it. It's a little larger. It kind of would tie the whole collection together, right? But it only features 2 landmarks. And you can even see the Statue of Liberty is a different color, green. So we get Lady Liberty and we get Mount Rushmore. And I don't think there's ever been a Hard Rock Cafe in South Dakota. This one would be similar. You can see it's a USA pin, not New York. But we get Lady Liberty jamming out with the guitar in lenticular fashion. I'm a little worried with it being 189 degrees today that the sticker is going to peel off these 2 lenticular ones. Okay, online exclusive, core pins, online exclusive, online exclusive. This is of New York. This has got a hinge pin. So, hinge pins, usually, I'm thinking Disney pins, they don't have a clear thing on the front. You open it to reveal something, you didn't know it was there. I have no idea in the world why this would be a hinge pin. I don't get it. Also, I can't really tell what that's supposed to be. It looks like maybe it didn't fill the mold all the way. Is that some kind of little lion? I don't know. Have we looked at everything but these 2? Okay. So they teamed up with Hello Kitty, I think 2020. Yeah, Traveler series. So you can imagine Hello Kitty at the Paris location would have the Eiffel Tower, and I'm sure they did London. But I think there was only 4 of these, so New York, of course, got one. And that's cool, because there's Hello Kitty with the Statue of Liberty. And then finally, this is another 50th anniversary, so 2020. I think, honestly, the ones they're making this year, 2022, they're still putting the 50 on it. But look, it's not, the pin does not look so tacky. They did not put it on the pin, only the card. But this is Rita Gilligan. And she is famous because she was hired when the first Hard Rock Cafe opened in London. There's a little video on YouTube interviewing her. So she has worked there 50 years. Hopefully she retired last year, because this says she was hired at age 29. So she's now 80. 80. Oh, but this is a quote from her. We'll end on this pin. I'm over to the moon to be able to celebrate 50 amazing years with Hard Rock. I was 29 when I started back in 1971 with the greatest brand name in the entire world. I certainly enjoyed every second of every day with an amazing staff, serving 4 generations of people from all over the globe with joy, but turning 80 years this year, and I'm ready to hang up my white uniform, there we go, with great sadness, but with the best memories, experiences, and hopefully my legacy will carry our staff and amazing brand forward for many years to come with joy. Love all, serve all, trademark, all is one, restricted. Rita Gilligan, MBE, and lifelong Hard Rock ambassador. That's pretty cool. Now, listen, I have known people who worked at Hard Rock Cafes, and they have told me they enjoyed it. They said it's a great company to work for. I just love it, as having previously been into road trips and even some world travel. I like that there's kind of like a destination location at different cities. I love that they really embraced pin collecting, pin production for the collectors. And there's been some great designs here. I do love, let's try to tell you my favorites. do really love those two, and I really like that pick as well. I like the larger ones. I mean, come on. Stop giving me so much 3D and so much dingle-dangle. Just make large, beautiful pins. I like the one with the marquee. This is the one that just dropped. I think this is probably my favorite one here. And I kind of like the diamond pin. That just has so much bling to it. I think I would like this better as just like a 3D pick if they didn't put the hinge on it. The hinge is very asymmetrical and distracting. It serves no purpose. Spin pin, I don't like. This one I think is pretty classy. And this one, you know, if it had only been, this one didn't need the dangle. I'm fine with a girl from every location sitting on the 50 for 50. But then they went way too overboard with too many 50s on the pins. But still, it turns out pretty nice. And then I'll go with this one because it's large and in charge and beautiful. I'll say those are probably my top 5 of the ones here. This was not too bad because despite it being a puzzle pin, it's not ostentatious with saying, okay, where's the rest of the puzzle? I do like that bas relief kind of look to it. Anyway, this video has been the perfect length. Happy Flag Day. Put your flag out. Thumbs up. Liberty and sanity. Goodbye.